Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Zombieland Saga. What happened last time? Well, basically after getting hit by a truck, Sakura lost some of her old... She gained her old memories and, lost some of her newer ones, so everyone had to explain to her what was up. But we also got to figure out exactly what her true personality was like, which is quite a bit different than what we've seen in the show so far, so took a little bit of getting used to. But the main bit with that was the fact that it just kind of made it hard for her to continue to do what she does because of confidence issues. I guess is what it kind of boils down to. But Kotaro talked to her and it seems like it's all going to be fine now. Probably. So let's see if that's the case. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, I guess it makes sense he wouldn't get the usual Sakura narration recap thing here. No, you'll do it. I know everything else in your life that you tried has failed horribly, but this will be different. Because reasons. You never even died, you filthy casual. Well, there you go. I guess we're getting no opening. Well, you, Gary, gave an answer. She seems so unamused. Oh, wow, Ty looks concerned. Uh, I didn't think she'd be the one most worried, but there you go. Come on, Sakura. How things have changed. Now she's the one that's not practicing. That's not a microphone, girl. Uh, so you're starting to get some memories back? Thought it was great. But use real mics next time. It helps with the audio quality a bit. Yes, you can. Have faith in yourself, like I do. Well, I like how Ty's actually trying to cheer her up. It's great. She's trying to help. Don't be mean, Sakura. She's just kind of limited what she can do right now. Uh, you gotta participate, right, Sakura? I mean, just look how worried Tai is about you. A nice flyer. Yes, looking at her past self. Well, that looks like I am. Hopefully the fans can get through to her. Wow, don't threaten the fans. Uh, I'd be okay with her threatening me, though. Well, I bet she is. But I'm sure a lot of you are. Well, I'm sure there's video footage you could look at. If nothing else, you can watch the Zombieland Saga anime. I already told you, things will be different this time. You don't listen to me. Man, we're getting closer. Yes, I will. That Tai again, or... Yeah, she's still trying. You don't be mean to Tai. Seriously, Sakura, that's not okay. She is just trying to help. Yeah, we're running low on time, definitely. Can't do without Sakura. I don't like seeing Tai upset. It hurts me on a deep level. I want to see her do that. Come on. Don't make Tai cry. Or drool. Oh. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. She's getting in, I think. Oh, wow. That was terrifying. Oh. She got in. I got Sakura, guys. Did it do good? Wow, that's one way to get her to cooperate. Do you understand? Tai still has some communication issues. Is that what it is? Okay, she's imitating what she did. Uh... Yes, you know, back in the day. She's trying to, but can Sakura learn? Yes, Sakura did all those things. Yeah, Sakura has no Sakura to help her, so... Uh... well, I mean... It's still you that did those things, so there we go. I knew Yugiri was... I was waiting for Yugiri to slap her, because she likes to do that, so... If there was ever a good opportunity for it, it'd be now. Yes, take responsibility. Don't make her slap you again, Sakura. I mean, I just said, because you did so much for them. Look at those faces. We're not friends, Shushu, without you. Yeah, Saki was especially a problem. Yes, very well said, Yugiri. I think that's a good point. They all have some degree of bad luck. Although we already established it worked out for Lily, but... Yeah, that important lesson. Well, our shows have had issues before, we always work through them. Okay, it looks like we finally got through to Sakura-han, so... let's see about this. And Tai was in Yu-Gi-Oh! You were definitely the MVP there for getting Sakura on board. Yeah, that the audience didn't see. My god, I have the power to dance. Wow. That's not a good sign. No. I thought she was gonna hit Sakura at first. Just punch the glass. I seriously never seen Tai look so concerned throughout so much of an episode. She usually looks so disinterested in what's going on, so... Are we... Wow, that's great. Well, that's a sleepover right there. You can just feel the love if you're Sakura. It definitely should be a fun show, then. Don't drop it upside down. Oh, fantastic lovers. Okay, so that confirms that. I thought it was fairly obvious, but yeah, he definitely knew Sakura when she was still alive. A very good mid-card, I guess that was, but... Yes. I don't know how, but I misread demonstrate as demonetized at first. This is what YouTube does to me. I bet, with that level of snow. As we established, yes. Well, one of our members was with Iron Frills, and another one went to their concert, so... At least it's an indoor performance. So I'm sure everything will go fine here. I see you're still alive and have a job. Yes, I'm glad they showed up. I mean, pretty much... Hopefully everyone of any degree of importance shows up for this. Do I have to? Group huddle. I have faith in all of you girls. Do your best. Yes. Now let's put on a show that they'll never forget. Our fans from the very first episode. Well, that's not a good sign. Hopefully the whole place doesn't collapse. But anyway, here we go. Turn the volume a bit. Wow, the lyrics. Yeah, it's already good. We just started, we're already running issues. But we gotta go through it. Yes. Very nice lyrics. No, no, we're not calling this off. There's too much riding on this legendary performance. Oh god. Oh, that's really bad. But yeah, move forward. uh, you can't pay for this level of practical effects. A little bit nervous. Okay, that might be a bit difficult to move forward through. Uh, Seriously, Sakura, what god did you piss off? I mean... Well, they're not dead, obviously. I mean... Come on, get back up. You got... stage performance to finish, even if there's no stage anymore. At least you have a real microphone this time. Come on, somebody grab that hand to encourage her. Or someone could clap, that works too. But who's the one starting? Oh, Kotaro. Come on, guys, join the slow clap. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, I actually have chills. We will continue. And the audience. Not gonna stop us. Nobody gonna join with the clapping? Nobody? Come on, grab it and stand up. They're ready. Come on, Sakura. Looks like, yeah, they have joined in. Even the old people. Yeah, hopefully I can get the speakers and stuff readjusted. Here we go. Ow. Here we go, now. Let's continue. Take more than a destroyed building to stop us. Yes, even the headbanging, yes. Uh, all of our precious memories together as a group. That poor stage. Wish I brought my idle stick. Good thing those lights didn't actually full-on break. I knew you guys could do it! Yes, number 2. I know it's the one you would care about the most. Although, yes, number 1 has fans too. Encore. I'm not sure if the building could handle an encore. Gotta nibble on that Sakura head. Wow, that tie. It's a small price to pay to have your company, Sakura. Yes. How dare you? Well, no, but, you know, we're making progress. Well, we can't give the audience what they want. Because what some of them would want would just not be YouTube friendly. I guess we are gonna do an encore. Well, there's not much time left for the episode. Well, that's why we have anime, to make it more exciting. I feel like I way too much for wind to carry me very far. That's not true. You can become a zombie. Oh, trust me, I am. My flag stands tall. Nice. Even they're watching. And our immortal bar guy. Yeah, pretty much everyone that matters is watching. Very nice V-shape, I like it. Again, my head is plenty high. And luckily nothing went wrong in the second, you know, performance. And that should be pretty much the end of the episode, I think. Ow! Good morning again, Saga. So not quite over. Did you get any good low-angle shots? I mean, it's pretty obvious, you know. They came back as zombies and started their own group. I mean, I don't see where the confusion comes from. But yeah, that was the 12th and final episode of Zombieland Saga. And this episode, I thought it was pretty good, you know. I may have wanted a little bit less time working, you know, on getting Sakura fully on board because of just how the previous episode ended, you know, with Kotaro talking to her. And when you needed so much more from the girls too, it kind of feels like a bit redundant, just to me at least. But you know, it's probably my only real complaint with the episode. Because yeah, this episode there was plenty of great moments. You know, for one thing, you had Tai, who was just had enough with Sakura. Well, at first she was trying to help Sakura, like she was doing her best to help Sakura, that was obvious, you know. Tai has never been the best person at communicating with others, that's just always been her thing. So, you know, it's a little bit sad to see her struggle to really get through to Sakura because even people that can communicate well are having difficulties, so Tai really had to work it out for her if she wanted to be able to help Sakura. But she kept trying, you know, trying to talk to her, show her stuff, you know, doing her best, but Sakura just wasn't having any of it, so, you know, Tai eventually reached the breaking point and she was going into that room one way or the other. If the door wasn't going to open, she would just go through the window. And yeah, she was very scary as she did so. Definitely made me jump more than a little bit. Like, Tai can look pretty scary when you upset her, so just jumped in there, grabbed Sakura, left, dragged her in, you know, like a dog would, basically. And yeah, that was pretty great. I thoroughly enjoyed all of that. But yeah, once she actually got out there, then you had Yugiri kind of take the reins. You know, everyone kind of talking about how Sakura, what she did for them, and how, you know, they kind of need to do the same for her because Sakura doesn't have a Sakura to help her right now. So Yugiri did her signature slap and then tried to talk some sense into Sakura. And it, yeah, seemed to work. Basically telling her that, you know, we're all friends here, we're all a group, we're all part of Friend Shushu. We either win or we fail together, there's no meaning in winning if you're not a part of it. You know, trying to get across to her. And yeah, it actually seemed to work in the end. The last day or so we actually practiced. Sakura showed how good she is at dancing, even though she hasn't really been doing much practicing lately. And we were set up for our debut. Well, not debut, you know, our... well, I guess it's the real Sakura debut, I guess. But the point is, yeah, our big performance with 500 people. And the problem there was the fact that it was quite a bit of a snow, you know, a snowstorm. Bit of a problem. You know, Sakura, we already established she has bad luck, like really, really bad luck. Like, like she was born breaking a mirror under the ladder by a black cat or something. Like she just has an insane amount of bad luck. I don't know what she did to upset some higher power, but man, that's unfortunate for her. So yeah, the performance, needless to say, did not go well initially because things went wrong. Like as soon as we saw some collapsing from the snow, I knew that something was going to happen during the performance. I didn't think it would be that early on into it though. It was like it barely began and we were already starting to see things crumble. And things just really crumbled there after not too long, just to the point where it temporarily just ended things. All of them were down, everything was broken. However, it seemed like things weren't too broken because the lights and speakers were able to still function well enough, so I guess this wasn't as bad as it could have been. But we're able to get back up and finish it off, and everyone was excited and clapping. It was great. I even enjoyed seeing Kotaro being the only one clapping, you know, trying to get that started. So, you know, he continues to be a pretty good manager. You know, he's a pretty cool guy. But I really did enjoy the lyrics of the song. Definitely matched, you know, what's been going on lately, and, you know, the tone of the show, the whole idea of the show, you know, all that good stuff. So yeah, the lyrics are definitely on point, you know. But yeah, it's probably all I have to say on the performance. I mean, it was good. They obviously ran into some problems, but it was definitely good. Even though this performance, you know, had a lot more dramatic and had a lot more meaning behind it, compared to some of the other ones, I still think Saki's one with the bikers and stuff, that was still probably my favorite stage performance still. Just, I don't know, just that one really, I really enjoyed that one. This one was good too, though. This one was good. Especially because of how, you know, how heavily tied it was to just bonding and joining together as a team and all that. And yeah, see, they implied Sakura got her memories back too, so that's cool. So that's been resolved. But yeah, they went out there for their encore, and they did really well. Nothing really went bad after that, so I guess they already used their dosage of bad luck, and just everything was pretty smooth from there. And then you have the one journalist guy who's still very confused about what's going on with those girls, but, you know, I don't know. I am curious exactly whether or not the show will get a Season 2. Because if no Season 2 is planned for this show, then I kind of have to knock up at least 1 or 2 points off of it. Because just so much was not done with the show. Like Yugiri, she did not get a backstory episode like some of the other characters did. She just didn't. I mean, she had a little bit of stuff here and there, but never really a focus episode. And Tai did not get one at all. Like, we still know nothing about Tai's backstory, which is probably my biggest complaint with this show as a whole. Like, I can kind of get it if they're trying to go for some mysterious thing with that character, sure. But I still want something. I want something from that character's backstory. Like, why did he choose her? Like, it doesn't have to go into super detail about why he believes she's legendary, I guess, but I still want something from that. But yeah, just my point is that there's still stuff they need to cover. They haven't saved Saga. Like Kotaro was straight up said that they're nowhere near saving Saga in the episode. So I really feel like it needs a season 2. Otherwise, I do kind of have to knock at least a point off of the show as a whole. But the show itself has been very enjoyable to watch. You know, when this show first came out, before it even came out, there was a lot of like, you know, hype and mystery behind the show. You know, you had people watching a pre-screening of it, and they had to like sign NDAs and all that to not spoil anything and all that good stuff, and answer questions like, "Did you expect the turn that the anime took?" And they were like, "No." Most people were like, "No." So very hush hush about what the show is actually about. You know, even when I did my seasonal video where I talk about what I'm watching for that season, I marked this as like yellow, I think, because it offered no synopsis. It didn't tell me what it was about. It just said Zombieland Saga, and I thought, I like zombies, you know, I'll probably enjoy this. There's not very much anime about zombies, so I guess I'll watch it. So yeah, definitely made sure to keep it very secretive, so when the first episode came out, nobody saw it coming when, you know, a minute into the first episode, Sakura just gets hit by a vehicle. Like, I did not expect that. Not in the slightest. I thought we would get some sort of Walking Dead type show where Sakura would live her daily life. She'd like go to school, and maybe on her way she's like sees a zombie walking by and go like, "Whoa, that's a bit strange." Oh well, I'll continue to go to school, and then she sees more and more zombies wandering around until she gets to school, and then there's like school full of zombies. You know, I was expecting something kind of like that when I was watching the first episode, and then she got hit by the vehicle, and I was like, no, I guess that's not what's happening. I guess she's gonna be the zombie. Well, there you go. So yeah, as far as what the show was trying to do with its first episode, I feel like it did that pretty well, because I was very much shocked by the developments, and I did not expect it to be an idol anime. And one other really funny thing is the fact that plenty of people don't like idol anime, so I just imagine there's a bunch of people that watched the first episode not knowing it would be an idol anime, and just got really salty that it was. That's another funny thing to think about with this show. But yeah, first episode was really good, and the second episode managed to like top it because we had that amazing epic rap battle between Saki and Sakura. That was just amazing. That was probably where the show peaked. You know, like I said, I still prefer the one Saki biker stage performance over that one. You know, because well, the rap battle, as great as it was, wasn't really an idol performance, so I don't really want to compare those apples and oranges. But yeah, I think where the show did peak was that rap battle in episode 2. That was great. That really was great. You know, and the joke about all their idol performances really didn't qualify as idol performances was pretty funny. Eventually, they kind of abandoned that, and they actually went, you know, full-on idol doing idol performances, which is fine, because, you know, that joke would run thin after a while anyway. But, you know, they progressively got better as a team, you know. And a lot of what the show was about was getting these zombies to accept their, you know, their past trauma, get over it, and fully get on board with the team. That's what a lot of the episodes were about, and I like how that was addressed in the lyrics and the final performance. I thought that was a great touch. But some people were harder than others to get on board, like Saki. Like, that's what led to the rap battle. Saki just wasn't having any of it. And I was also not a very big fan of it. And Junko had plenty of issues and butting heads with I. I mean, Yugiri and Lily were not really a problem. Lily especially, because Lily, she was happy to be a zombie because it meant that she wouldn't have to worry about getting older and growing hair in unwanted places, you know. So she was happy being a zombie in that regard. And Yugiri, I mean, we didn't really get enough of Yugiri to know how much of an opinion she has on a lot of this. Like I said, she was kind of neglected like that. But, yeah, just pretty consistently, most of the episodes of the show were very enjoyable. There might have been, like, one or two where I felt like the bar was dropped a little bit. But as a whole, yeah, the episodes were always never really disappointed me. And just, like, some of the things they did were unexpected, you know, like the chicken stuff. I really did like Ty making the chicken sounds this episode. There was the Got to Olympics, I believe they called it, you know, which, well, that was fun. You know, it's Ty advertising the wrong thing with a shirt was pretty funny. But yeah, and I do want to talk about the characters a little bit now. Obviously, with the first episode, you had Kotaro introducing all of the characters, basically saying, hey, this is the legendary so-and-so. They did this. This is legendary so-and-so. They did that. You know, he did that for all the people. You know, and some of them were like, you know, biker gang person, or a previous idol like an Iron Phil, or a Junko, like a bit of an older generation idol. You know, Yugiri, the courtesan, I always struggle how to pronounce that word, but you know. And then obviously there was Sakura and Tai, which really didn't have anything legendary about them at all, which was a little bit weird. But Sakura, you know, it was fairly obvious what that was about, you know, because obviously, I need to stop using that word. because there was nothing legendary about her. She just wanted to become an idol. You know, of course, when I think my first thought with that whole thing was that maybe Kotaro had like his 5 girls for his idol group, like he got 5 zombies. Not quite enough. I want like one more. Oh, and then you just see Sakura get hit by a truck. Oh, well, there's one. I'll use that girl. Like that was kind of my first assumption. But yeah, after the more you watch the show, you kind of feel like there's something special for Sakura with him, and that became the most obvious when he had a conversation with Yugiri about how he treats her special. You know, that's kind of what made it truly obvious. But yeah, the fact of the matter though is that Tai, we have no idea what makes her legendary. Not at all. Now, I do love Tai. I think she's a very entertaining character. For a character that really doesn't say anything at all, she always managed to be very entertaining and steal a lot of scenes and just really make you want to root for her and encourage her. You know, what they did with that character was pretty impressive. But I still would like to know something about her backstory. Like, how old is she compared to the others, you know? What did she do in life? I just have a lot of questions about that. I know some people have questions about how they came back as zombies to begin with, like with the science of that, but I really don't care about that. I care about Tai and how she got to this point. That's what I want to know. I still feel like we need that. I want that more than you could possibly know. But anyway, back to the specific characters. Some characters, you know, shone, whatever, more than others, obviously. Like I said, Tai, she was a very, very important character. But, I mean, as far as screen time and plot relevance goes, I don't think anyone can really beat Sakura, of course. She was definitely the main girl of the show. And as everyone kind of said in the final episode, she was very much the glue that kept everyone together. And was able to really... was a very important part in a lot of these people just not leaving and quitting, you know? Like with Saki. But... yeah, I mean, I don't really have a lot to say about Tai aside from the fact that she was always a very enjoyable character. Saki, I wasn't a big fan of Saki initially, but she did grow on me quite a bit over time. She just had a very fun personality in herself. Like, she's obviously a delinquent kind of character, you know, always telling you that she's gonna kill you and all that good stuff, but I don't know. Eventually her charm just kind of won me over, especially with her focus episode, you know, with her biker pass and all that. That was really cool. Just seeing her in that performance, she just looked great, did very well with that. And just having that smile that you want to protect and all that good stuff. And I don't know. I do like Ai a lot, especially during Saki's performance, that smile jumping up and down thing that she did, which just shattered my heart, really. But yeah, she was one of the few that was actually part of an idol group previously, so she was able to bring a level of experience to the group that they otherwise wouldn't have. You know, they do have Junko, of course, but Junko was, as we established, was a solo idol, so not really as helpful as somebody like Ai. So once we got Ai on board, it definitely helped things a lot. But yeah, the rest of the girls, you know, like Junko and Yugiri and Lily, I mean, I don't really have super strong feelings on any of those characters. Junko was, I mean, she was okay. She was always kind of soft-spoken in the back, you know, very modest type girl. I didn't dislike her or anything, but she never really stood out to me all that much. Yugiri was always kind of the older, you know, the older person, the older sister of the group, I guess you might say. And I do like her, but she was always a little bit, never really all that exciting compared to some of the other girls. Lily, I guess I would say I like Lily. She was always, you know, fun and cute, but she just, like, from her very first appearance, she just came across as trying too hard to be cutesy, which was initially a little off-putting, but, you know, she was always just happy, smiling, having fun, so I could never really dislike her or anything, so, you know, eventually I kind of got over that and got used to her as a character and just kind of enjoyed the little silliness she does in the background, you know, like that one like punchy motion she did in that one scene, you know. She had a lot of fun little moments like that in the background. She was never all that much of a, you know, front and center focused kind of character. But yeah, I think that's really all I have to say on the characters themselves. But yeah, the auto performances definitely ranged in quality a little bit. You know, they had their one Gorilla one that did not go super well, which I think was their first real idol performance, like not a subversion of expectations kind of thing with like the rap battle and the death metal. But that one ran into problems because Ai and Junko weren't initially in it, so it kind of fell to pieces. But that did lead them to have their very adorable little girl fan, which I really, really loved that bit when she was like trying to imitate the dance. That was the cutest thing in the world right there. But yeah, hopefully that girl grows up to be an idol herself. I can only hope. And, yeah, anything else really to say with this show? I feel like I've already talked about it for quite a bit, so gotta think real quick. There's anything else you really want to touch on? I mean, I guess I am really happy with the development of Tai as a character, going from just, a mindless zombie that just wanders around a little bit that you can't contain to really starting to develop her own personality and coming to her own in spite of not actually being awakened just yet, so that was pretty cool they did that. And I definitely do enjoy the decision of keeping one girl unawakened, because it makes things interesting, because otherwise you could kind of forget that these girls are zombies because they don't act like it most of the time. So I feel like that was a smart decision from a storytelling perspective. However, I do feel like they should have spent a little bit of time trying to awaken Tai. Like, that always confused me. Why don't they spend at least a little bit of time trying things to wake her up? Maybe slap her a little bit. I know Yugiri likes to do that. Maybe dump cold water on her head, shake her a lot. I don't know. I feel like they should have done a little bit to try to awaken her. Like, they didn't have to dedicate a whole episode to it or anything, but I would have liked a minute or two of that every once in a while, It just, because obviously they would want her to awaken, so it would make things run more smoothly, especially in the earlier performances. So it always confused me that they never really tried to do that. I just never really understood that. I mean, although at the same time I understand that if you slap someone's head off and that still doesn't awaken them, I mean, where do you go from there? But, oh well. But yeah, I did really enjoy this show, even though, I have a couple of complaints, about how it really needs a season 2 because it didn't address everything, didn't finish everything. This is still in my top 3 of the season. I still thoroughly enjoyed the show. I loved it. It's definitely going to be one of those shows I remember in the future. And it's been a very fun, enjoyable ride, and I'm very much glad that I watched this show. I'm very glad that I went into it blind. If I got into it like after the first 2 or 3 episodes aired and somebody already told me, hey, this is an idol anime about zombies, I feel like it would have taken away a little bit, so I'm glad I was able to go into it as blind as I was. The only thing I knew about the show going into it was the fact that it involved zombies in some capacity. That was all I knew, so I'm glad for that. Similar to how I'm glad I watched, Madoka Magica without knowing anything about it, without knowing the masterpiece status that it would eventually have. Like, I went into Madoka Magica just thinking it would be a generic magical girl anime, and that allowed me to get the peak enjoyment out of it, so I kind of feel a similar way about this show. That's why I do like to get into shows early, so I don't get hit by too much hype before I finally watch it and disappointed. But anyway, I was definitely not disappointed with the show. It was really great. I'm gonna miss these girls. Like I said, hopefully we do get a season 2. Let me know, what your thoughts are on the show, of course, because I'm sure there's a variety of thoughts. I know some people were disappointed with the show, like they felt that it just got worse after episode 2, but I didn't feel that way. I do feel like it did kind of peak with episode 2, but I never felt like the show just like dropped the ball completely. I thought it was a pretty good show overall. But anyway, talking too much, that's enough of this. This is now over. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.